Bitcoin and Ethereum. What's the next move? Let's find out in the charts here, shall we? Oh my God. Bitcoin has bounced off a trend line here. And is it heading down all the way back to the next trend line? Or will it break out? We're going to talk about that and more in today's episode. Hey everyone, my name is Da Vinci. I'm in the pipe 5x5, staying alive here in Dubai. And yes, I'm going to actually be going to Thailand very soon. So, oh man, it's going to be a fun week. I'm going to be having lots of fun in the next little while because, hey, it's May. It's getting hotter here in Dubai. I love the heat. So I'm gonna enjoy it. Yes, I know I sweat like crazy, but hey, I still love the heat of Dubai. Wow, so Bitcoin, well, we are stuck in a downward trend line here, and yeah, is it gonna break out? Are we gonna go to the moon? What's gonna happen? That's what everybody wants to know. Everybody's looking for with bated breath. What is happening with Bitcoin and Ethereum? Will they actually take off? And if you're interested in trading what I got to say, you can do so by heading over to bybit.davincij15.com. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and also like and subscribe, right? So let's go over to the charts, shall we? Yes, we shall. The chart is here. Yes. Look at this. So we are heading downwards here in like a descending wedge that, if we, of course, it's really straightforward. If we break to the bottom, right, you can see the wedge is clear now. We're headed down to like, disastrous territory. We're probably going to see the $35,000 is the first stop target. That's where we could see a bounce, hopefully. We're going to have to relook at the charts and see if the the $13,000 mark is realistic now. Should Bitcoin get all the way down there? So I don't want it to get down there, but we have to be realistic. If it breaks down, it could possibly do something pretty horrific with the price action. So we can take a look at the larger time frame and see. Oh, Bitcoin. What you gonna do? Well, I mean, regardless of what you do here in the price action, it doesn't matter. It will become the money, right? You can say, well, if it's gonna be the money, how could it ever go down? Come on. You know what? We have a lot of actors in the market here. We have every individual who's not sure, and individuals who come into this space and they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be money, and they buy, and then they're like, oh my God, it's going down, sell, right? And then we have the actors of like the government and banks that are it's their interest to make sure that this does not continue making all-time highs. And so they know that you're willing to sell if prices go low enough. So they'll do everything in their power to do that. Of course, it's not that easy for them, but they can do it. They have the power, and they are they attract you guys to different places to store your Bitcoin. Meanwhile, they're going to take those Bitcoins and sell them in the market or not buy them in the first place. So this helps suppress the market. So that's what they're doing. This is what's happening, and we can bet our top dollar that this is why they're going to probably suppress the price all the way down to 13,000. Is where we're all right around here. This $12,000 mark is probably a trend line that I didn't think we'd ever visit again, which is where now we have to consider it. That's what we're gonna have to consider if once we break below. I think if we have a kind of body down there, if we come down there, we don't bounce heavy. We're in serious trouble. Okay, let me turn on the Rockin Brainer indicator and see what it's saying. You know what? See how the Rockin Brainer indicator is not 100%. No indicator is 100%. So if you hit the sell button here, you are hurting. You hit the buy button here, you're hurt. You're probably hurting as well. So that's understandable. Keep that in mind. Every single indicator is not 100%. And yeah, you have to, some of these sells and buy signals, you have to like find other reasons why you want to take them and not just jump into every single buy and sell signal. So these three cluster here is just really hammered you, whilst others did not, right? This one just constantly, you see in the past here, boom, 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 boom. So, right, you were like, whoa, man, this thing's gonna work. And you never, here's a learning lesson, right? When you have these you know, indications, right, and you like jump on them right away, and then you get like 3, 4 in a row, you're like, oh my God, this is nonstop, winning. You often tend to feel like, well, I'll just bet a higher amount. Why do this silly 2% or 5% of my portfolio? I'll just go all in. That's the worst thing you can do. Absolute worst thing. Please do not do that. Please do not go all in on a bet just because you are on a winning streak. That's how you get wrecked, basically. So don't get wrecked. If you're interested in using the Rockin Brainer, head over to payments.rockinbrainer.io right now to you know, subscribe and, you know, try it out even for a month and see how it works for you. Also, you can use it at bybit.davincij15.com. Okay. So let's go down. I want to go down to the lower time frames because, like, look, we're at a pivot point with the 4 hour. I would like to see this thing turn around here and not break down further all the way to the next bottom of the trend line. You can see that this week is the do or die time. This week, if we don't make it out of here, out of this, wherever we go, whether we go up or go down, this is the week that's going to happen, and we need to turn it up because, whew, boy, yeah, that's just not right if it goes down because, hey, you know what, inflation is killing us, and it would really suck if Bitcoin is you know, heading in a downward direction whilst inflation is all-time high and continuing to go higher. Yeah, so down to the lower time frames, let's take a look. On the hourly, right, let's see here. Do we have some sort of like, I noticed that there was no divergence on the 4 hour. Do we have any kind of divergence on the hourly? And no divergence on the hourly. You can see there's a little one, but it's too far away, right? This one to this one, no. This one is not a divergence. We're just stuck in. So yeah, there is no indication here. So let's just go down to the 15-minute chart. Boy, oh boy, just non-stop negativity. Why you have to do that, Bitcoin? Let's see here. This green candle was like no volume green candle compared to this downward volume red candles. Oof, just an absolute destruction on an epic scale. Let's find some rays of sunshine or some sort of trade here. We can see that we've topped out here. You know, you can see the chop here. Didn't want to make people an easy sell signal here at all, but there it is. It was definitely, you could hunt this sell signal because we were at the top of this trend. And yeah, you can see that the sell signal came in, and yeah, you could have sold this thing. Now, looking for a buy signal, I don't see one here at all. You could see that there was some sort of turnaround here, but it's not clear. Probably going to break to a low, create a new low here. This is still not over this trend, this downward trend. So, but it's too late to jump in for a sell to short this. If you want to short it, that's fine. But let's see here. You could short it right now, but I would make sure you you know, take some stop losses, especially right about here is where you would take a stop loss on the short right there. So if you wanted to short this thing, right, you could short this thing, and let me just draw this up here, and then you can go take a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, which is not bad, right? But because yeah, we got why we want to short this. The 15-minute, came up to the 13 EMA and just fell off hard. That's not a positive sign at all. Not enough reasons to take this short, but it's most likely heading in a downward direction. This is what I'd be looking at it. I'd be just sitting around looking for other reasons to actually jump in on a short, see if there maybe creates another M pattern before I would jump in. So that's all I would do. Maybe do it looking at the 5 minutes for me, but yeah, that's not for everybody. All right, with that said, let's head over to Ethereum. Ethereum, right, again, looks like it's in a do or die situation as well. We are in an upward trend on Ethereum, but we have broken through the trend. We closed a body candle over and then popped back up into it. And yeah, this thing is above its support level. It held the support level for a while and broke through and then came back above it. Not a good sign at all either to do that as well, to break through support and then come back into it. Not something that, go, oh yeah, that's bullish. You can go bullish on, no, it's not. It's very negative. You can see this on the daily here. We are not in a positive situation here. Let's head down to the hourly. No, the 4 hour. Let's start with the 4 hour and then head down to the hourly. Well, we have a little bit of hope, sunshine here. We're creating a new trend, upward trend on the hourly. Let's see if that holds. We are bouncing off the upward trend, and let's go down to the hourly to see what that looks like. Okay, yes, that looks halfway decent, but again, I wouldn't recommend a long trade here. There was basically no trade here. You can see you could try to justify that this was a W, and it looks like the W did finish out here. Let's just say how did this go? How did this turn out? Yeah, so it's pretty much done. It broke out about here, and then that's it. We hit our target, and that was that. The target was $2,870 approximately, and done. So yeah, but I wouldn't have taken that W in the face of we're in a bearish zone here, right? This was horrible situation. We are creating more M's than W's in fact, right? You can see that we're just creating actually a higher, lower highs, right? Lower highs, and more lower highs, and more lower highs. Not the greatest thing to be in. Let's see here. Let's go to the 4 hour and see if there's any kind of divergence that we can sink our teeth in. And nope, there is none. Zero. Zelch. Bupkis. So with no divergence and no way to say, hey, this thing's gonna continue going higher, we have to go with the most likely scenario that this thing is going to head down. Now, no guarantees from the management. Remember that this is Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they can easily kick the dollar to the curb and head higher, and all of a sudden, spectacular fashion because of its limited supply. All right, let's head over to crypto bubbles. Yes, as I've said, this was like a little bit of a destructive situation here on the crypto altcoins. From the last video, you can see we just exploded higher. We're creating a trend line at the top here, so Hopefully we hold this trend line, downward trend line. Should we fail to hold that downward trend line, oof, this thing could pop heavily. Let's see here. Is there a bottom lower level trend line? You could consider this, but it's not really formed yet. That could be into a consideration. It's only 2 touch points, but yes, there it is. We could come back to that trend line and then make the decision, but this is on the weekly. So let's go to the daily. And yeah, so we have like a bit of time before this thing decides which way it wants to go. So if it is going to break higher or going to break lower, you can say that this trend line is pretty decent because it is 2 touch points when you count the daily on the daily. So yeah, there it is. It's the most likely scenario that that we are we're in this wedge, and we have to break whether to the bottom or to the low, break the bottom and head to heaven with the altcoins, or head to hell if we head upwards. Because man, we break the 44%, I think it's game over for the alts, in my personal opinion. You'll know for sure at the 47%, of course. That would be lights out. Oh boy, let's hope that doesn't happen. Alrighty, well, because we want to convert our altcoins to Bitcoin and earn more Bitcoin using the little old lady strategy, and this is not helping. It's helping us to decide if we want to buy, right? And look at some of these altcoins, right? I would suggest you wait for a pullback on these altcoins, a 80 to 90% pullback, like an 88.6 level, before you start jumping in on buying anything in the altcoin space with your hard-earned Bitcoin. Alrighty, thank you all for watching, man. I had a great weekend. I had a meetup that went very, very well. Thank you all for showing up and being there. A little shout out to Carl from the Moon for being there, and yes, all my fans that also attended. Right, I really appreciate it. Once again, thanks a lot, and we'll hope to see you guys in the next video tomorrow. Cheers.